YouTube, what's good? Rodney checking in, about to drop this video, giving you guys 5 factors that you're gonna need to know and you need to really be dialed in on to build muscle without a gym membership. I put on 30 pounds of muscle when I first started out in calisthenics with no gym membership. In just 3 months, I was 10 pounds per month. So these were the 5 things I was really dialed in on. And hear me out, let's get it. I'll just start off by saying, for the first thing that you really need to be dialed in on is make sure that your diet actually matches whatever your goals is. And just 2 of the main factors that I was really focused on was my calorie intake and my protein intake. And I would hit these on a daily basis, like not sometimes, like a daily basis. You want to make sure that you're getting sufficient amount of calories and protein. And protein is really what's going to promote that lean muscle growth. And it was even periods when I probably wasn't eating enough calories, but because I was still hitting that protein, or even still exceeding that protein, because it's so easy to consume protein with shakes and that stuff nowadays, where I was still getting bigger. People were like, oh damn, you're getting bigger, but I hop on the scale and I'm the same weight. So make sure that you're definitely dialed in on those factors that will actually help you gain weight as far as calories and protein. I would say probably this is definitely one of the very most important ones, is just switching it up. Like my training style, I do it a lot. Like I can be in the gym lifting weights if I wanted to. Like I've never even really maximized on what my body can do as far as in the gym. But I just stay versatile. Like if I'm doing push-ups, you almost never really see me doing regular push-ups. Like I'll do weighted push-ups, I'll do side-to-side push-ups. You want to always switch up your variations for your training regimen. And you also want to switch, it's different ways you can switch it up. You can switch up your training regimen, not just by, you know, the variation of the exercise, but the style of how you're training that exercise, as far as drop sets where you can, you know, decrease weight and still do the same exercise. And it's other ways you can do supersets, which is one of my favorite ways for muscle growth. And I usually do like muscle ups, dips, and pull-ups all in one set. That's a great way to build muscle and burn fat. And it's also another ways you can switch it up is doing isometric movements. And I do a lot of that, and a lot of other guys don't sleep. A lot of people sleep on the isometrics as far as muscle building, because the isometrics is really going to just trigger your stabilizing muscles in a whole different way. Whereas if you're just doing regular reps, it's a whole different movement, and that's a good way to also promote muscle growth as well. So just make sure that you're switching it up in your training regimen. Don't ever keep doing the same thing. You know, don't just keep doing regular reps. You know, do isometric movements, do drop sets, do supersets, and switch up the variations for the exercise. Don't get too predictable in your workout routine. All right, so this next X factor I would say is probably one of the most underrated factors when it comes to building muscle, and that is time retention. And what that essentially is the amount of time that your muscle is actually under stress during the exercise movement. Like if a weight is too light, the time under tension will be longer. If the weight is heavy, the time under tension will be faster. And a good example is this, is just if you're bench pressing a weight, if you're doing like 300 pounds, the shit is heavy, so you're gonna try to get it off your chest as fast as possible. Whereas if it's a lighter weight, let's say you're doing 150, and that's a manageable weight, you can still do it fast, but the time and attention role comes into play where you can take control of that weight instead of just trying to throw it off your chest. Take control of it. And in general, when it comes to calisthenics, you can manipulate this a lot easier, and you can do this through different variations. Like instead of just doing a typical pull-up, you can do a pull-up that takes into account time retention more. You can do a typewriter pull-up where you're doing boom, 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 down, and that's 1 rep. that amount of time and attention, and it just putting your muscle under stress longer for one rep. And that can also play a different factor in actual building muscle growth. So that's something else you want to take into account. And you can do that by just switching up the variations. And really, in general, the best way to really get maximized from time and attention is really just from, I would say, the pull-up bar and the gymnastic rings. Because from those exercises, you can do like multiple, you can do supersets on the pull-up bar or the rings without letting go. Like, that's really the best way to do supersets, in my opinion, is pull-up bar or rings. Instead of just picking up weights, dropping it, and do this, that. You can knock it out all in one set. The next factor I got for just being able to really build muscle without a gym membership would be just use household items, or, you know, just do a DIY and just build something yourself. Something that I recently done was just, I had made a sandbag which cost less than 20 bucks for, you could get like a 60, 70, maybe even 80 pound, however you want, for under 20 bucks. And the sandbag is probably one of the most versatile workout equipment pieces that you can really be using right now. And just other equipment you can use. Like, I got a whole rack of just different kind of equipment that just over time I've acquired, that I can go show you a clip here. But yeah, I got like ropes, I got jump ropes, I got parallettes, pull-up bar, you know, just simple equipment. And, you know, just over time you can even, you know, grab it and have a weight vest in your arsenal. Like, a lot of these simple pieces of equipment can definitely use them in a variety of different ways that can definitely help you get some muscle. This one right here is probably one of the most slept on ones, and that's just getting more sleep. Sleep is what's going to really do your body right. You want to make sure that you're getting your 8. You want to get your 8. You want to get your 8 hours of sleep. This is very important. But for one, if you're training as hard as you need to, you're gonna want that 8 hours of rest. If you're really getting it in, if you're really getting busy, if you're trying to gain muscle, you should definitely be getting your 8 hours of sleep. You know, I can just go on and on about the variety of different benefits that will come from your sleep. So that is a key factor that you want to do, and it's like a exercise sleep connection even. So you want to make sure that you're getting your 8 hours of sleep. If you're eating right and you training right, you want to maximize your gains. Don't waste your gains by not getting enough sleep. Like, that's just fucking foolish. Come on, make sure you're getting your sleep. And with those 5 factors, you'll definitely be making some serious gains if you are all dialed in on these on a regular basis. So guys, that was my 5 X factors for building muscle without a gym membership. And you can just follow these and you will be good to go. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will have more videos on the way.